Oh, come on, plug Ray. I like Ray. He's a good guy, isn't he? Yeah, I like him. I've known him a long time. I'm really happy for his success. Fucking prick. I'm not really the comedian. I just came in here to get warm. So, give me a moment. Also, just to let you know, I'll get out of the way. I'm an American, but I've been living on this cold, wet island with you fuckers for about 25, 26 years now. I live down in London. Been there the whole time. Yeah, so it's nice to get away and be around people who aren't just judging me constantly for my appearance and my accent. The reason I ended up here in the UK was I reached a point in my life in America where I was bored. I thought life was shit. I don't really like people very much. I have no ambition, no drive. Just want a beer. I thought, where could I move to hang out with like-minded people? I'm from a place in America called Idaho, which is a real place. I know it sounds like a woman introducing herself as a prostitute. Who are you? Idaho. So I grew up with rednecks and racists, so moving to London seemed like the next step. I like being up here in Glasgow. I like Scotland anyway because I'm into weird shit. I like Glasgow. It's one of my favorite towns. I know a lot of Americans like Edinburgh because like, oh my God, there's a castle. Yay. You can tell them anything. Yeah, it was built by Spanish dwarfs in 1952. And then everybody died and they paved over them. Buy a sweater. So and some tablet. I like Glasgow. I like Glasgow because it's the people here. It's not like, it'll be a great town when you get it done. I really believe that. I'm still seeing the mess the Romans left behind, but that's all right. You've been busy. Because Glasgow was, big influence. Frank Lloyd Wright, one of his big influences was Rennie McIntosh, the architect. Incredible style. Also, gateway to Ben Nevis. I'm a climber. I've been up to Ben Nevis in the wintertime, done the North Face a few times, Point 5 Gully, I'm bragging. Also, Glasgow has every town ever been in worldwide for just crazy fuckers in the middle of winter with no shirt on, just yelling, fuck, and I love that. I walk over, give him a cuddle. Oh, that light or go green, you can cross. So I flew up here from London. I bought my ticket back in November, so I didn't get raped on that with fuel prices and shit. I used to ride motorcycles everywhere. I'm into bikes big time. I ride year-round. I build bikes, I restore bikes. I got 6. I dress like this all the time. I know I look like some old pedophile trying to groom skate punks, but it's gonna be. I know, looks like you'd be hanging by a skate park going, hey, nice kick turn. Get in the van. Don't eat all the candy. You're not the only one I'm picking up today. No, I'm not gonna touch you. We're gonna help this Andrew Mountbatten guy move. I was talking to Susan. I learned the whole thing about the terrorist thing is like that, and we share a common interest. A few years back, one of the bikes I have is this hardtail chopper. It's got a Harley engine in it. I built it. It's loud. It's obnoxious. It's fucking proper, right? And so I was in London, and it was a nice sunny day, and I was on the South Bank, and I was crossing Westminster Bridge. I'm thinking, hey, look at this, man. I'm Idaho cracker riding a bike, a lot of noise. Cross over Westminster, made the right in front of a New Scotland Yard, and this big fucking cop stepped out in front of me and just stopped me like this, and I pulled over. I'm thinking, all right, fair enough, I mean, I'm not threatening. What if I go by? He's like, hey, don't do that, some shit like that. No guns, I'm going too fast to get a taser in my head. So so I pull over, shut the bike down, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up. So he reminded me of it. Guy walks up to me. First thing he says to me is, we are detaining you under the UK Terrorist Act. And I was like, holy shit, this beard's coming in a lot better than I thought it was. And I said, what are you talking about? Are you serious? And he goes, what's the problem? And he goes, well, we couldn't read your registration plate because I had a plate on there from Idaho, your Idaho license plate. I go, okay, fair enough. I go, what do you mean you couldn't read it? He goes, well, across the river, we have a hidden camera set up to record plates as they go by. And I go, really? Hidden camera? Where? And he goes, all right, you see that really big building over there? kind of by them trees. I'm like, okay, good luck with that. I said, so what now? And he starts writing me up, and he sits there and he goes, oh yeah, this and that, and he hands me this piece of paper, and I go, is this a ticket? Is there some sort of fine to be, held like this? And just to let you know, you think, on a lot of comics who go, oh, this and that, and they're making it up. Like, no, it didn't really happen, this and that. But this really fucking happened, and I keep this around to remind me how much of the cops' cunts can be. So there's the thing, he handed it to me. He had my name and stuff like that. He's like, okay, what do I do with this? And he goes, oh, here. And he gives me this other sheet of paper. It has this other stuff on it. I go, okay, what is this? He goes, there's a code in there. It relates back to what you have to do. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm like, okay, there's other stuff going on. All right, verbal abuse. No, that's just alcohol. No, this and that. I trace him down and it says, no further action. You couldn't just fucking tell me that? That's it? He went, yeah, that's it. All right, fair enough, And so while I'm standing there, this woman cop, God bless her. She and there's some really big kind of territorial support group guys who are just head knockers. They're walking around, looking at the bike. One of them recognized me because I'd done never mind the buzzcocks and some other shit. And he goes, "You that guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And this woman walks up and goes, "Is this your motorbike?" And I go, "No, this is my motorcycle." Right? Motorbike sounds like I have a paper route, right? So, and she goes, "Well, it's not even supposed to be on the road. It's not legal." I go, "What do you mean it's not legal?" She goes, "Well, the registration plate is on the side of the motorbike, and there's no turn indicators on that, and there's no rear suspension, and this is too loud, and those are out too far. She goes, this bike shouldn't be on the road." And she goes, "What do you have to say to that?" Now, I'm a comedian, and that sounded like a heckle as opposed to a challenge of authority. So without any filter in my head, I went, "Well, you're a woman. I don't know how you got to be a cop." And I thought, oh, shit, this is it. I'm gone, right? And she looked at me and she went, "What?" And at this point, one of the really big guys went, like this. And she goes, "What are you laughing at?" I go, "He's a comedian. I seen him on telly." She goes, "Well, he couldn't have said that." He goes, "I just messing around, Susan. Let it go." And he's like, "Well, listen to that." And then the cop who wrote me the ticket goes, "You better get on the bike and go." And I'm like, "Yeah, right." So I get on the bike and I leave because I'm waiting for them to go, "Stop, bang, 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 or we'll shoot," and which is what they do in America. And as I'm pulling away, I look in the rearview mirror, and the woman is like yelling at the guy who gave him the ticket, going, this and that. And one of the big kind of cops is standing behind her doing this. And I thought, wow, this is a really fun country to be in. So Susan and I kind of bonded in that respect. God bless her. I wish her all the best, man. Yeah, I told her I'd stump up on her behalf, and the last thing she needs is an American speaking out for her. So I'll speak for you. No, just shut up. Just sit down. Actually, where I should let you know where because I don't really fit in. I don't know how I'm here or why I'm here on a regular basis. Where I live down in southwest London is a place called Kingston, or Kingston upon Thames, if you're trying to sell your house. And and I'm surrounded by white middle-class English people, and I don't know if you get enough of them up here on a regular basis, but fuck, I'm not used to them. I'm not used to them talking, because they're all way more educated than they'll ever be, and they think they're more red than I am, so they say shit like, who's going on there? Skiing, that kind of shit. And so, and I find them amusing. We don't have anything in common. Nobody on my road has ever had to sleep in the car for extended periods of times on purpose. I did it on purpose. They never had to make soup from ketchup packets, but they're still fun. Case in point, last week, I was in my front garden pretending to recycle, because if nobody's watching, it's going in the same bin. I can't be bothered, Plastic here, aluminum there, this and that, food this, and cardboard, fuck it, it's all going in there. And I'll throw something big and heavy and ugly and smelly on top. So occasionally I've been getting stickers on my bins, my wheelie bin, that says no food products in this bin. I'm like, who the fuck is checking? I mean, just when you thought your job was shit, somebody's going around going, does that look food? I don't know, put a sticker on the fucking thing. And they're just thinking to themselves, wow, I should have studied harder in school. So anyway, I'm in the front garden, and my neighbor 2 doors up is having this big argument with his wife, which I thought was weird because they're English and they don't do that. And she's going, just leave. And he's like, fine, I'll leave. And he's like, well, I don't need this. I don't need this anymore. You should just go. I don't want to see you again. Go. And he's like, fine, I'm gone. And he jumped in his Tesla and roared down the road. I was disappointed. I'm like, wow, buddy, we all felt the heat off of that one, man. Yeah, you showed that bitch. Yeah. Swing around the block, pick up your balls. So, my neighbor across the road is married to this woman who can trace her family back like 1,000 years or some shit. there's like a castle and a title, and they own slaves and the Welsh or some shit. I don't know. Very tired, very very disappointed to let go of the Welsh, and so. I was talking to her about a month ago, and she goes, "So what do you do?" And I go, "Well, I'm a stand-up comedian and a writer." She said, "Well, that's nice, America. And how long have you been here?" "About 26 years. So, "Oh, great. How long have you been doing stand-up?" I said, "Wow, 35, 40 years now, I think, maybe." And then she goes, "Oh, that's amazing. So what sort of pension program do they have in comedy?" And I'm like, none. And she's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Honestly, my excuse is I didn't think I was going to live this long." I'm not kidding, man. I mean, between illicit drug abuse and selling drugs, and I've been shot at, and with the climbing, I've been caught in 2 avalanches, fell in a crevasse in Alaska. I broke my back about 30 years ago. I have screws holding shit together in my leg, and I enjoy the taste of whiskey. I ride motorcycles. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing right. I'm thinking about taking up smoking, maybe to speed this shit up a little bit. And so what I've been getting from my middle-class neighbors is because their life is set. They have the job, man. They'll be, their family's got money, and they have a house in the Cotswolds or some shit like that. So I get this hindsight advice. So she goes, "Oh, you don't have a pension?" No. She goes, "Well, I guess you should have thought of that earlier then, huh?" Yeah, and I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. I was 24 years old, and I was snorting cocaine out of the ass crack of a stripper. I should have gone, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know if this is the best way for me to be spending my money." Or maybe I should have got some advice, When I was 26 and I was on my second menage a trois, I should have stopped all that sucking and licking and going, "Hey, girls, I want to break the mood here, but have you guys thought about retirement at all?" "No, you either? All right, well, let's clean this mess up." "Hey, you, where are you going? Get back on my face." So that's how I rolled, And Jesus, and if you have a real job, if you have a straight job and you're going to work every day, hats off. That's amazing to me. I mean, I tried it. I couldn't do it, obviously. I pop off, say the wrong things. And I mean, if you every day you're thinking, even though this sucks, one day I'm going to have that pension. I'm going to have to come into this building again. I can walk away from those people. I don't need them. Hope they die. Fuck that, right? And me, I mean, 2 weeks into a job like that, I'd be sharpening pencils and just slamming them up my nose, kind of hoping to kill that one brain cell that keeps banging on the back of my conscience going, "Jesus, what are you doing? Fuck. Next time the boss walks by, throw him out a window. Anything, just to break up the monotony of being alive. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe Claire will come down from HR when it be spit roasted over the copy machine again, Something, anything, So yeah, and this wasn't my first job, by the way. It wasn't. I have a degree. I have a graduate degree in music composition. I played trombone, so you can tell that's working out for me. Oh my God, get involved in the arts. And when I first started, like during the COVID, all my friends went back and got the jobs they had before I did comedy. And my friend, "Would you go back and do the job you had before comedy?" And things are pretty tight right now. And I've been thinking about going back and taking over my old job, which was selling drugs. That's what I did. Big surprise. Sold cocaine in Idaho. Used to get smuggled across the border from Canada. That's why I like Canadians. They're cute people. They're money shit. To me, they're just Mexicans with sweaters. So Canada's only job is to protect America from, ice and global warming, so it's getting easier, So, and the thing is I got out of it because comedy started working out well. And also, when you sell drugs, especially things like cocaine, you get involved in situations where the next day you think, "Oh my God, we should have died. How did we survive that?" Case in point, when I was living with this guy named Pat. Now, Pat, I love Pat. He's still alive. Pat, by American standards, is an alcoholic. By your standards, he's just having a good time. If anything, he's probably behind, I got to remind myself, I am presently in a country where people drink on the train on the way to go fucking drinking, right? Now, Pat only drank white. Is that you? You guys drink on the train? You look at you. You're a fucking poster child from Glasgow. So. Now, Pat only drank white wine out of a box. You seen that? They'd sell it in the box, and with the foil kind of bladder and shit. And I used to tease him. I go, "Hey, man, there's a sale, a case of bottles for like less what you paid for this. I'll go buy it." He goes, "No, man, it's got to be out of a box. I like the box." I go, why? He goes, I'll tell you later one day. And I think he just liked the little nozzle thing, the way it's stacked in the refrigerator, but he would never tell me. You know, I'm like, all right, fair enough. So anyway, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. He's drinking wine. I'm drinking beer. My buddy's there. He's having a beer. We're doing lines of cocaine off this glass coffee table. 2 in the morning. So suddenly at the front door, we hear this very authoritative boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? It's 2 in the morning. And my friend Pat, as a joke, goes, maybe it's the cops, you know? And I went, what? And my friend goes, cops! And he freaks out and takes his hand and wipes $400 worth of cocaine off a glass coffee table onto a shag carpet. I'm like, fuck, now what? And Pat's laughing. He goes, well, I guess you can let the cops in, right? So I go to the door, open the door. It's not the cops. It's another friend of mine standing there. He's got 24 cans of beer, and he was kicking the door with his foot. That's what it was. He's like, hey, where the fuck you been? I'm like, dude, we thought you were the cops. He goes, why would the cops bring beer? I'm like, never mind, all right? He comes in, he goes, hey, man, I thought you had some cocaine. I said, I did, except for your friend over here, Captain Numbnuts, just whipped it off the table onto the shag carpet. Now, he wanted to beat him up. I said, look, that's not the end of the evening. This is an old dealer tip from me to you. It's what you do if that ever happens to you. You're still doing the gear. You take a balloon. You blow it up really tight. You tie it into a knot, and you rub it against your shirt. Got a lot of static electricity going, and then slowly pass it over the carpet where the cocaine is, and it goes under the balloon. You're welcome. My friends thought I was a wizard, you know? They didn't finish school, so I showed them how to do it, and they're like, oh my God, it works! And they end up like moving over in the far end of the living room. I'm like, dude, there's no cocaine over there. And Pat's like, shut up, I haven't vacuumed. I'm like, all right, fine. So we get most of the coke off the carpet, and we scrape it on the glass coffee table. It's mixed with a little bit of cat hair, but fuck it, right? And I was kind of weirded out because we didn't have a cat, so we all do a line to celebrate. At which point my friend goes, hey, Pat, if Dave's dealing in the house, you should get one of those spy holes, lets you know if somebody's there. I go, that's a good idea. And Pat on cue goes, hey, I have one of those. I haven't had a chance to pull it out. And he has a brand new spy hole ready to be installed. I go, oh, wow, man. And I go to my friends, hey, you guys work construction. You got your trucks and shit outside with your tools. Go get a drill bit. We'll drill a hole in the door right now. We're up, you know, and we'll put it in right now. And they go, oh, we can't, Dave, because we work in wood, and that's a metal door, and it'll dull the bits, and it's just their way of being lazy. I'm all right, fine, fair enough. And this is the problem with drugs. We all do another line, right? And I go, wait a minute, hold on, guys. I have a gun. What I'll do is I'll shoot a hole in the door, and then that hole will leave a hole big enough for a spy hole. Put the spy hole in, then we can see if it's a cops or enough. And the great thing, my friends who were also on drugs kind of went, oh my God, that's the best idea ever. And Pat goes, hey, will the bullet go through the door? I'm like, yeah, you know. I mean, you don't want a spy hole to just let you know what's inside the door, you know. I have the right gun, too. Springfield Armory 45 caliber handgun, high stopping power of any handgun out there, 87% stopping power. That means if 100 people charge you and you shoot them with my gun, 87 of them are not going to get back up again. Where do I learn this shit? Boy Scouts. Welcome to America. So Pat goes to the door, opens the door, and he points to the house across the street. Hey, is it going to go through the house across the street? I'm like, yeah, that's what bullets do, you know. So now we're all bummed. I can't shoot a gun off at 2 o'clock in the morning inside a house. And I'm standing on the porch. I look down. We had a whole bunch of logs there because we had a wood-burning fireplace. I go, oh, wait a minute, guys. All we have to do is have you guys hold a log up on the other side of the door, and that should catch the bullet. And my friends go, oh, no problem, we'll do it. And Pat goes, no way, man. There's no way that bullet is going to be stopped by that log. It's a 45. I go, yeah, it will. And he goes, all right, fine, prove it. I'm like, all right, fine, great. So I grab a log, I bring it into the house, I put it against the refrigerator, I get into the living room, I go, hey guys, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to shoot the log, then we'll get the axe, which is another cool thing to play with when you're drunk and high. We'll chop up the log to see if the bullet only went part way in. If you're good with that, you guys grab another log, hold it on the other side of the door, and I'll shoot it, put the spy hole in for the cops. All right, great. And at that point, my two friends get up off the couch, and they stand on either side of the path that the bullet is about to travel. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? Like, Dave, we're so high, we're pretty sure we're going to be able to see the bullet as it goes by. As it breaks the speed of sound. I'm like, all right, I'll count it off so you don't blink, right? So they're there, Pat's drinking his wine, I pull the gun out, I go, guys, here we go, ready? 3, 2, 1, bang! Now, Obviously, a gun is very loud. A gun inside a house is incredibly loud. A gun fired inside a house at 2 o'clock in the morning where everybody's really high on cocaine is not like an exciting moment where we went, hey, we did it. It was a switch that went off in everybody's head simultaneously. So it went from, hey, man, we're shooting a gun, bang, this is a bad idea, man. We shouldn't have done this. Oh, my God, the cops heard it. They're going to show up. We're going to throw you thrown in jail. We'd be raped. Our life is over, So my friends grab beers and they run out of the house, and I'm looking at Pat going, man, I fucked up. He goes, I know you fucked up, man. What are we going to do? I go, wait a minute. So I take the gun apart and hide bits of it all over the house, thinking the cops will never figure it out. Like they'll show up and go, hey, what'd you find? Just part of a gun. Well, no crime here. Let's keep looking, right? We think he got that corner. And I said, well, look, we got to look like we just woke up. He's like, yeah, because we're like doing this with the cocaine and the gun and the adrenaline. And I said, we got to calm down. He goes, you got anything to calm down? I go, yeah, wait a minute. So I go to the medicine cabinet. I pull out a bottle of painkillers I have from some dental shit, some Vicodin. I don't know if you guys get them here, but they're fucking like hydrocodone, the kind of shit. I'm like, oh my God. He goes, what does it say on the bottle? I said, it says, alcohol may intensify effect, which I never worked out if that's a service suggestion or a warning label. So I said, it says down here, take 1 for pain. And Pat goes, let's take 3 to look cool for the cops. I'm like, great. We take 3 Vicodins, chew them up and swallow them, chase them with a beer and wine, wait for the cops. Of course, the cops don't show up. I don't know why. It's Idaho. People are shooting guns, hunting. I don't know, right? So we wake up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm on the couch. She's like passed out. I look around the room. I see balloons. I'm thinking, oh, my God, was it my birthday or something, right? I'm like a cotton mouth. I get up, I need a drink. So I go to the fridge. He's like, get me one. I go, no problem. I go to the fridge, try to open it, but I can't. There's a log in the way. I'm like, oh shit, man. There's a log in the way, right? So I kick the log out and I see it. I go, oh fuck. And Pat goes, what? Nothing. I open the fridge. I go, oh fuck. And he goes, what? Tell me. I go, dude, last night when I shot my gun, the bullet went through the log, through the refrigerator, and into your box of wine. And he goes, is there still wine in the box? I go, yeah. And he goes, and that's why I don't drink it out of a bottle. So yeah, from that beginnings, I have no filter. I have friends of mine in America. They're like, Dave, you do all your gigs all over the world, and I've been very lucky. This is great. I've done shows everywhere. A little while back, I did some shows in Mumbai, India, which made me really appreciate everything else in my life. Great people, don't get me wrong, but I was there in July, which is the most humid time to ever be there, ever. Holy shit. I couldn't wear shorts because my sack would have dropped below the hemline. I'm stuck in a taxi and we're not going anywhere, and the taxi has no air conditioning because driver's paying for sins in a past life, and we're stuck in traffic because there's up at the intersection there's 2 cows playing cards and we gotta wait. Right, so I'm just sitting there, and then the beggars start filtering through the traffic, and comes up to my car. This one old lady comes up to the car and she's holding this baby and she sticks her hand through the window. I don't know what to do, so I gave her 10 and I take the kid. Cab driver's horrified. I'm thinking, oh my God, I've insulted him. I didn't barter for a better deal. So, God bless eBay. That's my problem, man. I mean, I'm always getting in trouble because I just what? I mean, case in point, a couple years ago, I was doing shows at the Comedy Store in London. Great gig, a lot of tourists come through there. I'm on stage, 400 people on a Friday. I go, hey, I'm an American, and this woman, 2 rows back, right in the center, goes, woo, yeah! And I'm like, you American? She's like, yeah! And I'm like, oh, you haven't learned to shut the fuck up in Europe, right? And I tell my friends, why do you work in the UK? And I go, I work here because you guys have it's a sense of humor. I'm like, shit. You let it go. That's what I like about you. You don't take yourself seriously because you've seen really serious shit in your life. Not like, I'm going to do that, I mean, I do a joke in America. I was just there in February. Say the wrong thing. America's like, oh my God, you can't say that. My sister's friend had a limp and then her eye fell out. And you guys are like, oh my God, that's funny. It didn't happen to me, right? So this woman is kicking off on her own. I go, where are you from in America? She's like, I'm from Boston. She's all excited. I'm like, oh my God, I hate Boston. It's not a town thing. It's a football thing. Patriots, fuck them, they lost. So anyway, and I go, what do you do in London? You on vacation or something? She's like, no, I live here. I'm like, all right, fair enough. I go, do you like London? And then what she does in front of 400 Londoners, she goes, I love London, expecting everybody to join in. But she forgot she was in fucking London, where enthusiasm is a sign of weakness. And I have no filter, so I went, yeah, London's great, honey. I mean, for starters, at least the marathons are safer. And, yep. Thanks. Yeah. And that's what happened. The Londoners kind of went, oh. And I looked back at her, and she had her face in her hands, and she was crying, which kind of weirded me out, because I never had a woman cry in front of me, and I still had all my clothes on. So... And everybody's looking at her, I'm looking at her, and I look at her, I go, are you all right? Can I get you a drink? You all right? Fine. She looks over her hand, she goes, that was the worst day of my life. And everybody got really quiet, and I got quiet, and a little voice in the back of my head went, fuck it, double down. So before I could stop myself, I went, wow, I'm sorry, honey, were you friends with one of the bombers? And that's why I live here. My problem is I'll just go anywhere. I mean, anywhere I do anything. Maybe that's why I don't do tour. I don't do a tour because, A, nobody would come and see me, and B, I would just get in trouble and that's not back again. Or I would go, last year I went up to a little town up on the western coast of England, a little town on the coast called Blackpool. And, I've never been. I Googled Blackpool before I got there. I always Google the place before I go. Where have you been? I Google Blackpool. It turns out of all the towns in the UK, the one town that has the very worst driving record is Blackpool. I'm like, that's kind of weird. And I get there, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Because it's really hard to steer a car with your knee while injecting heroin into your neck. Nice people, but all I saw when I was up there pretty much was overweight women on mobility scooters being chased by type 2 diabetic children who are just stuffing chips down their cake hole, kind of hoping today was the day they're going to meet their real dad. And I don't know what it is about this country, but you just seem to take all the poor white trash fucks and just push them right out to the outer edges. Just right up to the shoreline, You got Blackpool, you got Hull, you got like Hastings on the south coast. Is this your first line of defense if you're invaded? Is that what it is? Bunch of Russians storm the beach, first thing run into some skanky white guy. Hey mate, you got a pound coin or something? Fair enough, Main reason I'm here and I'm not going anywhere is I married me an English woman. When I say English, by the way, I don't mean middle class English. Overeducated, underinformed, fucking opinion about anything. No. My wife is proper English, council house, born and raised. Had her nose broke 4 times, none by me. She's great. And I mean, her mother was Welsh, her father was Irish, she's born in London. So that means she's drunk, confused, and angry all the fucking time. We've been together since 1999. I love her still. I'm an idiot, She's the best. I let her get away with whatever. About a year and a half ago, we got a new addition to the family. We got a cat. We had a cat before. Now we got another cat. This cat is a Sphinx cat. These are Sphinx cats. They got no hair, got no eyebrows, no whiskers. Look like Dobby on crack. Swear to God, just a strung out heroin fucking addicted looking cat. It's translucent. This cat is like just beige color. You can shine a really bright light on the side of it and actually see the poo as it makes its way out the back end. I love this cat. This cat's the best, man. All it wants to do is eat and stay warm. It's like living with a refugee. Another new development, my wife is going through menopause, but I refer to it as mad cow disease. Not to her face, I'm not suicidal. I can smell some fucking HRT in this room, I'll tell you that much. I can't leave the house unless there's a full bottle of Prosecco and gin within easy reach. I get home after the gigs, both bottles are empty. I don't know if she's drinking the shit or pouring it over her body, stay cool during the hot flashes, using the gin to burn off the mustache. She's great. She's fit too, man. She's got an ass like an 8-year-old boy who run a marathon, so... If I want some of that, I just crush up Viagra, slam that. So, because I'm romantic. People ask me, Dave, you got kids? Yeah, we wanted kids. We thought it'd be great to raise kids in London, so they have no hope, no future. Didn't work out for us biologically. I got checked up by the NHS, God bless them. They came and told me, sorry, Dave, most of your sperm is dead, but the volume makes up for it. I'm like, well, that's going on a t-shirt. We didn't want to give up on having a family, so what we did instead is we adopted a child in London. We really did this, by the way. Thanks for your support. They, horrible process to adopt a kid. Everybody wanted white girls. We didn't want a girl, we wanted a boy. Just a healthy boy under the age of 2. That was our only criteria. Healthy boy under 2. You know, and didn't care about race, religion, or nothing. So social services like, all right, we get rid of the ones nobody else wants. So we had our choices narrowed down between a ginger kid and a black kid. So it's like, so yeah, I had to go with the black kid. Sorry, Ginger, back on the pile. Quit crying. Happy birthday. And to let you know, this isn't a joke or anything. This is my life in real time. To prove it, here's a picture of my son. That's my son right there. See? Yeah, this is really him, by the way. I don't carry random pictures of black kids around in my pocket anymore. So, he's amazing. He's amazing. He's changed my life in more ways than I could possibly explain. I mean, for starters, I'm not a racist anymore. So, he first moved in, he was so cute. There's a picture of him when he was like 2 years old. He was just right there, and I'm trying to bond him. I'm like, come on, I race you down the sidewalk. He's like, okay, Daddy. I'm like, go. And I run along next to him, always let him win, build his confidence. I'm like, God, you're so fast, you're amazing, I love you. He's like, you know, which is great when he's 2. It's cute now, but now that he's 13, we don't really play that game anymore. It just doesn't look right to see an old white guy chasing a black kid down the road. And he's fast. I can't get him to slow down, you know? I mean, I even tried the greatest hits. Hey, stop resisting. Nothing, right? So, yeah. It's funny, we're having some building work done on our house there, and he found some old baby pictures, and he went, Daddy, is that me? And I'm like, no, that was the first one. Didn't work out, didn't clean his room. Yeah, he's 13, he's getting lippy. He's getting that, you know, everybody warned us, oh, you get into the teenage, you get those kind of like, oh, yeah. So he gets lippy, which is great. I mean, I don't look at it as kind of like, I mean, he pisses me off, obviously, because that's his job, you know. But I think, look, if you're comfortable enough to fucking be lippy, you know that we are your parents. We'll love you no matter what. You know, you can say that shitty stuff and we'll be good with it, you know. But the problem is he says some things, and once again, I'm a comedian, you know. He says something to me, and I'm like, ugh. Like the other day, he goes, Daddy, I think you should sell one of your motorcycles so we can go on holiday. And I'm like, really? I think you should go live with your real dad. How about that? There you go. I'm kidding. He hasn't made parole. So, and people are like, Dave, you run into racism with some being black. I'm like, yeah, I have. And it's surreal. All my black friends are like, welcome to the fucking party. I'm like, dude, this is this child, this young man that I love, and people say shit. And the redneck part of me wants to fucking shoot him in the face, but, you know, I live in England. You're supposed to go, hey, stop it, or I'll wave my finger more. And, you know, I'll never forget, you know, he was like 7 years old maybe, and he's holding my hand. We get off of Waterloo Station, and he's like screaming, Daddy, look at this, Daddy. Hey, Daddy. Whoa, Daddy, look at that, Daddy. And I'm like, yeah, isn't that a great older white woman? You know, older me does a double take and just kind of goes, I hear, really, Daddy? How does that work? Is that really a daddy? And I love fucking with you people during daylight hours when you're mostly sober. So I spin around, walk up to her, and she's like, relax, lady, I know what you're thinking. I was going to get a paternity test, but figured, fuck it, I trust her this time. Yeah. Hey, look, before I go, during lockdown, I did something really stupid. I didn't make banana bread. Yeah, sorry. I wrote a book. Loosely based on some family history. My family's been in America since prior to the American Revolution, and we always knew about a relative or a cousin that fought for the North and didn't like it, so he put on a dress and like Klinger from MASH and shit, and I thought it was hilarious. So I researched the shit out of it, and I wrote a historical fiction novel based on that character about a guy who puts on a dress to stay warm, gets befriended by a runaway slave, and tries to make it out west. Did a lot of research for it, learned about some realities regarding slavery and the Civil War. Fuck. And yeah, it was an eye opener. So yeah. So anyway, what's really been exciting is about a week ago, I got contacted by a producer in London who wants to talk to me about maybe making this into something bigger, like a film or a television thing. I'm like, yay! And since then, I've already got the money spent. So. But in the meantime, I've been selling books after shows like that. They're 10 pounds a piece. I need the money because bald cats and black kids are fucking expensive. I'll be over there. I take cash or card. I'll even take Scottish notes. I don't care. And but yeah, it's been really fun to do that, and I love coming to Glasgow. And I'm really excited because about a month ago, I sold 8 of these books in Newcastle, which means that everybody in Newcastle can read now has a copy of my book. So. Happy days. Anyway, you guys have been very nice. Take care of yourself. Be kind. I gotta go.